So we're pretty much cooked. 5.2 has just been released, and there's this benchmark that they blew out of the water, and it's concerning for your job today and for your job in the future. We're also going to look at another article that's suggesting there are 40 jobs that are not going to make it. I'm going to break it all down for you, but we're going to start with what this 5.2 model looks like and what the benchmark we're going to look at is. Now, the specific benchmark we're going to take some time on is this GDPval. As we can see with 5.1, we were at a 38.8% score rate. Now we're at a 70.9% score rate. So what does that ultimately mean for you? Well, this GDPval, it measures well-specified knowledge across 44 occupations. And I'm going to tell you what those occupations are and kind of the tasks within those occupations. And they're basically saying it sets a new state-of-the-art score, and it's the first model that performs at or above human expert level. It beats or ties top industry professionals on 70.9% of comparisons of the knowledge work tasks that they have in this data set. The 5.2 thinking model produced outputs greater than 11x the speed and at 1% the cost of expert professionals. So let's actually dive a little deeper into the GDPval so you understand it. Now, basically what this is, it's a new evaluation designed to help them track how well our models and others perform on economically valuable real-world tasks. So this is obviously important for us. The GDP comes from the gross domestic product as a key economic indicator and drew tasks from key occupations in the industries that contribute most to GDP. It spans 44 occupations selected from the top 9 industries contributing to the US GDP. Full set includes 1,300 specialized tasks, each meticulously crafted and vetted by expert professionals with over 14 years of experience on average from these fields. The initial 9 industries that they basically chose contributed to over 5% of the GDP, and then they chose the 5 occupations within each industry that contribute most to total wages and compensation and are predominantly knowledge work occupation. And basically what they qualify as knowledge work if at least 60% of its component tasks were classified as not involving physical work or manual labor. And so the 9 industries that they're basically evaluating this benchmark are real estate and the rental and leasing space, so concierges, real estate brokers, real estate sales agents, the government sector, appliance officers, manufacturing, mechanical engineers, shipping, receiving, and inventory clerks, professional, scientific, and technical services, software developers, lawyers, accountants, auditors, healthcare, registered nurses, nurse practitioners, finance and insurance, and then we have the retail trade industry, wholesale trade industry, and then the information industry. And so to my understanding, as we can see here, kind of those tasks within the data set, the 1,300, this model here takes roughly 100x faster and 100x cheaper than the industry experts. And if you recall to this specific line, it beats or ties top industry professionals on 70.9% of comparisons of those tasks, being those 1,300 tasks within those 9 industries. So pretty much all those tasks are being completed at a better, cheaper, faster rate than us humans, which is absolutely insane and very concerning for the individuals working in those industries. And so now let's look at a Wall Street Journal article. They're basically saying what jobs are at risk, and I will tell you the 40 jobs here very, very shortly with another article. But we do have the co-founder of Reddit. He's basically saying that big name musicians, athletes, and live performers will be immune from AI's growing influence. And so a lot of the rhetoric right now is basically if you have a big personal brand or a personal brand in general, or you're kind of working within the AI industries, more immune to the impacts that AI will have. It seems likely to me that we're going to enter a period of 10+% annual GDP growth, maybe higher. However, we're going to see a 30+% unemployment. We've never seen something like this. The Great Depression, whatever have you, we've never seen 30+% unemployment. That is absolutely ridiculous. And so obviously we're still in the early stages of things, but we're starting to see how AI is affecting the workforce. One individual said they've bought tons of new business, but we haven't really hired anyone. I know individuals specifically coming from top schools, they just got their MBA, and they're having difficulties getting jobs because, as they state here, existing employees have largely learned how to use AI. And there's various literature right now that if you're not using these tools, you're basically going to get fired because, again, they're not going to want to keep you on at the cost of what it currently is. the AI era requires that workers overcome the resistance to learning these new skills and discover how to use technology to change how they operate, which is very tricky because if you've been in the industry or been in that role for so long, it's hard to adapt, right? As we can see, even with seniority, sometimes they don't want to learn new skills. So it's hard to find that balance. Even I consult for a 6 and 7 figure business right now on AI, and it's the same thing. They're either scared to learn it or they don't want to learn these new skills because they don't really have this growth mindset. Now let's transition on to this article here. So Microsoft did a bunch of data and they basically said, hey, these 40 jobs I'm going to mention right now are not going to make it. So let's start with the 10 jobs facing the highest disruption. As we can see here, we have interpreters and translators, we have historians, passenger attendants, we have sales reps of services, we have writers, authors, telephone operators, and basically what they're saying is that it's heavy reliance on information processing and communication. Again, these traits used to be valuable in the past, having that knowledge. Now we're seeing that the AI is just going to do these tasks for us, specifically tasks involving data analysis, content creation, answering questions, and functions that can be performed remotely. And so then let's look at the 10 jobs safe from AI. Helpers, painters, we have nursing assistants, ship engineers, and then tire repairers and changers. Now let's kind of look at the 5 AI trends reshaping the workplace. Number 1, as we see, high skill jobs face greater exposure. So high education roles, data scientists, management analysis, and web developers are among the most disrupted. And as we can see here, unfortunately, credentials don't guarantee job security. Highly skilled roles like financial advisor, business analysis are seeing significant impacts from AI. AI tools still have limits, obviously, but again, the way this race is playing out, it's moving very, very fast. As we can see here, AI augments more than it replaces. And there obviously is current studies that will suggest AI at the enterprise level is not as great as some people may say. I've always said that myself, where a lot of people think that we're just kind of use AI and it turns out to be like duct tape and glue, which is not working in its current form, but it definitely will work. And then ultimately, physical jobs remain protected because we just don't have robots yet to do the work, but they are coming. And so now we enter the 40 jobs most at risk. So we have, again, interpreters, translators. We saw that list. We have telephone operators, brokerage clerks, farm and home management educators, telemarketers. We have mathematicians, technical writers. We have hosts and hostesses, editors, business teachers, new account clerks, advertising sales agents, data scientists, web developers. And then we have the 40 jobs least impacted by AI, which we kind of saw the first few here. But then we have production workers, we have maintenance workers, anything again that is physical because we just don't have the robots to do that just yet. Massage therapists, surgical assistants, tire builders, helpers, roofers, bridge and lock tenders, and then dredge operators. And we probably will see a big boom in these jobs. And basically the trades industries, they will boom because, again, robots aren't just here yet. So hopefully I didn't scare you too much, but it's very important to understand where things are currently and where things are going. So like, subscribe, and as always, my friends, I will see you tomorrow.